Okay, 14th episode of AI's Hits. This time, another photographer. As for every week, I will focus on the history of a photographer, ask AI about the history, the style, and that will help us maybe understand better what the capacity of AI for photography is. And for better or for worse, I will use ChatGPT for the historical data and OpenAI, Dall-E, and Midjourney for illustrations. And please go check for yourself the real data, the real books, the exhibitions, and online to see if it makes sense, if what I'm saying from AI is true. And yeah, let's ask AI. Do you know a little bit more about the bio of this photographer?
She was an Italian photographer and political activist. She was born in Italy in 1896 and emigrated to the United States in 1913. She began her career as a silent film actress, but later became interested in photography. She moved to Mexico City in 1923 and began working as a professional photographer, focusing on portraits, still lifes, and architectural subjects. She was also politically active and was a member of the Mexican Communist Party. During the 20s and 30s, she developed a close friendship with the Mexican muralist Diego Rivera and the photographer and political activist Edward Weston. Her work was exhibited in galleries and museums around the world and continues to be celebrated by art historians and photography enthusiasts today.
Okay, so basically all those pictures were illustrations I've asked in the style of that photographer, that mystery photographer. And she's not mystery anymore because it's Tina Modotti. So interestingly, the photos used for illustration were all in black and white. I guess AI gave the right format for that period of time. But quite formal images. There's some style. I'm not sure for those who know Tina Modotti's work, not sure if they really represent her style. But let's ask AI. AI, can you tell us more about her style?
Tina Modotti's style is different from other photographers in that she was a political activist, and her work often reflects her commitment to social and political issues.
Okay, so again, quite formal. I'm not sure. I'm not a big specialist of Tina Modotti, but I'm not sure I would have guessed if her style really comes out from those two first examples. At the same time, she's quite formal in the way she frames and creates her compositions. So, not really sure. Let's ask maybe a little bit more about the style.
Her photographs often depict the working class, laborers and rural workers, and the poor and oppressed, which reflects her interest in the plight of the downtrodden and her political beliefs.
Okay, so again, I'm not sure there's a strong style coming out of those pictures. Quite a formal way of composing. Maybe could. It would be interesting to ask a specialist of Tina Modotti. That's actually maybe a good idea for future episodes. But here I'm not super convinced, and maybe it's the scarcity of the information. As we can see, the description from ChatGPT doesn't go very far in terms of the photography aspect, more about the context. But let's hear a little bit more.
She also often used symbolism and metaphor in her work, and her photographs were not just a documentation, but also a form of political statement.
Okay, and here again, the style is, it's basically black and white photos, quite formal. In my opinion, no real personality coming out of it. But again, let's remember that I'm the one who asks Dall-E, in this case, to illustrate. So the subject might look okay, but that's because I asked for it. But as for the style and for understanding how she composes pictures and if it really looks like what Tina Modotti would have done, not really sure. But I definitely will. You should go check for yourself online in books and see exhibitions and look at her history. Very interesting, and see by yourself if you think it looks like her work. But as we have a virtual Tina, let's maybe ask for a custom creation. Let's ask for a workers' manifestation, some holding flags, viewed in the streets of a city with onlookers, walking towards a town hall in a hot sunny day. a photo in the style of Tina Modotti. Okay, so the two first pictures, quite generic, I would say. Again, formal compositions, very documentary style. I definitely don't think I would have said it looks like Tina Morotti's style, but maybe her style is too subtle for AI to understand. Maybe the underlying data for both ChatGPT and Dall-E is quite scarce. I don't know. Let's see the two next ones. Yeah, same thing here. We do see a sense of dynamic. It might look like what a photo would have been at the time in terms of, again, composition, the formalism, and the material they had, but I'm not very convinced this week. And for the last two pictures, let's go ask Midjourney, and here definitely more details. There's a more realistic feel to it, in my opinion. But again, you still have this kind of varnish that Midjourney always brings, adds to the pictures. But yeah, why not in those cases? It looks more, but again, nothing beyond very formal and generic in those two pictures. I do see the artificial intelligence sort of understood the subject and gives us a glimpse of what I asked, but regarding the style, really not sure. So yeah, please go and check for yourself Tina Modotti's work online in books and exhibitions, and yeah, hopefully that was still entertaining, gave you a few ideas about her, made you curious about it, and yeah, catch you next week.